Hey folks, hope you're all doing well and welcome to episode 25 of Recommend an Album to Review. So for this week, man, have I got an album. I mean, I want to thank the subscriber that suggested this record to me. This is definitely the best one I've heard this year. It's of all the 25 that I've done, this has got to be in the top 3. This album absolutely blew me away. It had so many elements of things that I really, really love about music. You know, these guys, there's 4 guys, and I'll name them here. So again, I don't know what these guys play, but the band consists of Cyrus Comiskey, Kripe Jurgensen, Al Eckert, and Joel Robineau, and these guys are from Oakland, California. And this album that I'm going to talk about came out in 2003. And, well, let me talk about the name of the band. First off, the band is called Drunk Horse, and the record is called Adult Situations. This absolutely blew me away. I mean, it's 2 guitars, bass, and drums, and one of the guitar players sings, and I don't know who does what or who plays what, but I mean, I'm listening to this, and it's got so many elements. I mean, there's like a garage band vibe to it, but it's like a garage band with crazy musicianship and crazy arrangements. Like the songs, they start off with a riff, and then it morphs into like 100 different things, and then there's points where these guys are jamming. The guitar playing, the soloing is fantastic. The drummer is unbelievable. He's like a kind of Keith Moon kind of thing, because he's real busy, but he's on the whole time. He's on, and the songs and the hooks and the riffs are just blew my mind. I mean, I can't stop listening to this record. It is so good. I highly recommend this band, Drunk Horse. This album, Adult Situations. You have got to check this band out. The songs are amazing, and the album is not super long. It's all tight. Everything counts, and man, just fantastic playing, fantastic musicianship, great songs. You know, I mean, they're complex in the arrangements, but these guys are not proggy at all. It's straight up rock, but man, oh man, is there a lot of stuff going on. So let's look at the tracks. The opening track is called National Lust. It's just big. It's heavy. There's all this bombast going on, but it's like a controlled chaos, which can be said for a lot of their tracks. You know, like even the recording, the reason I mentioned garage is it literally sounds like these guys are rehearsing and there's a couple of mics hanging around, you know. I mean, there's no effects, there's no studio magic, you know, magicianship going on here, no magic, what's the word? magic tree? No. Anyways, it's just very very stripped down. But man, it's just so freaking musical and catchy. The riffs are great, and there's a nice jam section on this, which there is in all their tracks. And what a way to open the record, man. Fantastic. National Lust. Great track. All right, then you got Lube Job, which is probably, and these guys have a sense of humor, probably my favorite track on this. It's got a groove, which is just the groove itself. It's like they're right on the beat. Like, they're not behind the beat. They're right on the beat. So there's these little subtle time changes that happen within the song. It's just, It's just crazy good. I mean, it's just catchy, it's hooky, it's, if you're a fan of guitar and you're a fan of just, just really good music, I mean, I can't imagine anybody not liking this, but, everybody's got their taste. But Lube Job is probably my favorite track on this record. Just absolutely fantastic. All right, then you got Legions. Now, I hear a lot of influences on this, like 70s rock influences as far as the riffs. I get a little bit of an Aerosmith vibe on this. And sometimes I hear a little bit of Stones in the looseness of some of the songs. I mean, it's like Controlled Chaos. Now, I'm not saying they sound like the Stones, but I'm kind of getting a little bit of that looseness, the way the Stones play. And the drums, again, it's literally Controlled Chaos is the best way to describe it. And Legions is another track where, you have the riff and like when you listen, the song, like most songs, you hear the riff and you kind of, okay, well, that's going to be it. And there's going to be like a B part and maybe a C part, and that's it. But these guys don't do that. They go A, B, C. They just keep morphing the main riff into something else, and then it turns into a jam, and it's all good. There's not a wasted note, a wasted drum hit. Everything is just absolutely perfect. Like, these guys are just fantastic musicians. So let's move on to the next track. Then you got Fried Chicken Cadillac, and that sounds like something out of like an early 70s kind of a blues rock groove, but with a lot of other stuff going on, right? Just take that idea and just blow it up 100 times, and that's what you have basically for Fried Chicken. What's it called? Fried Chicken Cadillac. Just another fantastic track. I mean, there's no dogs on this. Every cut is just great. It's either great or awesome. Whereas usually I say good or great. With these guys, I'm saying great or awesome. So there you go. Then you got the bitches Bach. So instead of back, Bach, B-A-C-H. This one starts off with like a riff that sounds like something out of a, I don't know, almost like an 80s kind of like and then it just, again, it morphs, and there's actually a little bit of outside stuff going on here. I mean, they do approach at times kind of a fusiony, maybe you might say proggy, but it's still well within sort of the rock context, and they do a little bit of that here. So this is another example of, like a really good opening riff that you think this is a song, and then it completely morphs. So, but another great track, The Bitch is Bach. All right, then you got Company Man. This is so 70s, and there is some keyboards on this one, and it's got some, kind of fusiony moments, and but again, it's overall a rock song, and it's got all these different parts. I mean, if you don't like the intro, give it a minute, you'll like the second bit or the third bit. I mean, this one's got a real 70s, and this is kind of a little bit of a departure. There's bombast in this as well, but there's kind of a laid back groove going on with the keyboards, and then it explodes, So another fantastic track, Company Man. Then you got Wildlife, more of the same, maybe the term I should use is exploration, because they'll in all their songs there's a lot of exploration. It's like, here's the riff, let's see how far we can take it, and Wildlife is an example of that. Again, very 70s sounding. You listen to that first riff and it's like, yeah, this could have come off of any 70s band. Like Aerosmith comes to mind a lot with some of these riffs that I hear here. I'm trying to think of some other bands sort of in that vein, maybe some Bad Company, but man, it's just, you listen to those bands and you kind of can predict the whole song listening to the, once you hear the first bit in the chorus, you kind of know where it's going to go. With these guys, you don't know where it's going to go because they just keep exploring, expanding, and then they always have like a nice breakdown or like a jam section, and it just, again, I keep going back to that term, controlled chaos. All right, then you got Ascension Strut. Now, this, I mean, the other songs I mentioned are all great. This is the least great, still good. There's a little bit of like funk in this. I'm hearing maybe a little bit of Hendrix kind of vibe on this a little bit. But another song again that, kind of takes you to a bunch of different places. So it's it's hard to go. All the other songs are really, really good. Not that this one is just not quite at the level as the other ones, but it's still a really good song. And then the closer is $1 Records. Again, that really early 70s vibe. I mentioned Hendrix. That kind of comes into it a little bit here. But again, expanded, lots of exploration, a lot of different parts going on. I mean, in the same sense as like Clutch does this a lot too, where like they have all these, they'll start off and they'll morph their songs and they'll go in a bunch of different areas. But again, it's just like the drums are going, everything's going. It's like it really, the whole record, it gives you a vibe of like four guys in a room just like bashing away. But so musical, and the arrangements are like crazy. I don't know how they're able to remember all these different parts. The guitar work is great. The lead playing is great. I think there's both guys, I think, because I seen a video, I think they both trade off solos. The solos are great. The drummer's real busy, kind of like a Keith Moon kind of thing, but still kind of, again, controlled chaos. Just an absolute banger of a record. I mean, this, I love the recommendations I've been getting. You guys are awesome in recommending albums to me that I'd never heard before. This, again, a band I'd never heard before, a record I never heard before. But man, oh man, like this just blew my freaking mind when I listened to it the first time. I'm like, oh my God, is this good? This just, I don't know. This really kind of hits a lot of, checks a lot of boxes for me, hits a lot of targets. Just a fantastic record. I mean, you should check this record out. Drunk Horse, Adult Situations. Give it a listen. You might like it. I certainly do. If I was to rate this out of 5, this would be like a 4.5. I mean, it's that good. It's that memorable. It's one of those records where, you listen to it and then you want to go and listen to it again because there is so much going on. It's, and it's all musical and it's all good. It's not like, there's any bad parts. It's everything that they morph, in the next section. That's great. And then you think, okay, that's as far as I can go. And then there's another, expanded into something else, and that's great too. And then there's the jams, and then there's the soloing. It's like, it's nonstop, man. It's just absolutely crushed me, this record. So whoever the subscriber was that recommended this to me, thank you so much. You just turned me on to a fantastic band, Drunk Horse. So check them out. So thanks everybody for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe. The way this show works is in the comments, suggest an album for me to listen to, single album, a band that I haven't already previously reviewed on the channel, just a single album, something I can digest in a week, and then the following Thursday I'll do one of these. So thanks everybody for watching. You all rock, and we'll catch you next week. Cheers.